We will continue our discussion on amortized analysis. So the next case study is binary counter. So as part of this case study or data structure, we are given a k-bit binary counter. This is bit number 0, bit number 1, so on up to bit number k minus 1. And initially the counter is set to 0. As part of this, we perform the following operations: something called increment, then decrement, and reset. So what we want to know is, given this binary counter and these supporting operations, now an arbitrary input sequence is given to us. That may be increment, 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 maybe decrement, then increment, increment, reset, then increment, increment, something like this. An arbitrary sequence consisting of increment, decrement, and reset. Now, what is the amortized cost of each of these operations? That's precisely the focus. If you do a classical analysis, what would be the focus, what would be the cost, and if you do amortized analysis, what would be the cost? Both we shall see now. Let's do the first method. Let's analyze using aggregate analysis. So to start with, let's assume it is a binary counter with just the increment operation. Okay. Now let's do this. Subsequently, we shall bring in the other two operations. So it's a k-bit counter. Suppose the configuration is this. When we perform increment, we get 0 followed by 1. So 1, 0 is changed to this. Suppose we perform one more increment, then this becomes 1, 0. So what is our fundamental operation? So fundamental operation over here is bit flip. So now, as part of time complexity analysis, we are interested in number of bit flips. So when I say bit flip, 0 is flipped to 1 or 1 is flipped to 0. So we are interested in knowing, when I perform this increment, how many bit flips are happening from this configuration to this configuration, how many bit flips are happening. So like that, whenever we perform an increment operation, we wish to know the number of bit flips. That is precisely our time complexity. So you may look at a configuration like this, wherein you have all this. Now we perform an increment. Now when we perform an increment, this will become 0. It is something like adding 1 to this binary value. So all this will become 0, then this will become 1. So now for this, if you count number of bit flips, it is almost the size of the counter, which is order of k. But for some of them it is constant. Flipping from this to this one is just 1, and from year to year it is 1 to 0 is 1, 0 to 1 is 2. But there are configurations where if I perform increment on that, then the cost is order of k. So cost of increment is order of k. What is k? K is the size of the counter. Cost of increment meaning this represents number of bit flips. It is only order. There are cases where it is constant, so there are cases where it is function of k. Fine. Now if we do a loose analysis, suppose we say n increment operations and cost of each increment is order k, then total cost is n into order k. We look at amortized cost. So amortized cost is average over n. So n into order k, total cost divided by this. So we say order k. So this says amortized cost of insert is order k. But if you look at this flow, you see that there are configuration where we just need constant number of bit flips. Of course, there are cases where we need function of k. Now, instead of doing this loose analysis saying cost of each increment is order k and then for subsequently amortize, we conclude the amortized cost of increment is order k, can we do a micro level analysis? So can we look at this sequence of increment more closely and come up with a better analysis for aggregate method? Okay, so one approach says order k. So same aggregate method, we are going to have a relook into this configuration and analyze at micro level what is the cost of increment, which we shall see next. Let's look at a simpler version of this. Suppose there are 3 bits, bit number 0, bit number 1 and bit number 2, and then say we perform one increment, we get this configuration. We perform one more increment, we get this. We perform one more, then we get this. Then we perform this. This is the maximum thing that one can do for 3-bit counter, right? If you see, the earlier analysis was saying the cost of increment is k and there are n increment, in this case n is 7. You simply say nk by n, so order k. But are we really doing order k bit flips at each level? Answer is no. If you look at this column, you see that 0 is flipped to 1. And then when we do one more increment, 1 is flipped to 0, then again 0 is flipped to 1 and so on. So each bit over here is meaning at each increment you see a bit flip in this column. Correct? So I'm at this configuration, when I perform increment, yes, there is a bit flip. I'm at this configuration, when I perform increment, there is a bit flip. So if you look at this, and at each increment there is a bit flip. So how many bit flips are there? If you say there are say n increments, then n bit flips. In this case it is 7. So this column, if you see, at each increment there is a bit flip. So if there are n increments, then n bit flips. If you see this, there is a bit flip here and no bit flip. Again there is a bit flip here, again one more. So if you see this one alternate, right? If you find increment bit flip at this stage, then the next increment there won't be any bit flip. After that it is. So it alternates. So it is n by 2. If there are n increments, then it is n by 2. Correct? So if you look at this configuration, there is a bit flip here, and from this to this configuration, if I move, there will be a bit flip here, but there won't be any bit flip here. Similarly, from this configuration, when I move, there won't be any bit flip, but when I move from this configuration to this configuration, there will be a bit flip. Correct? So again look at this one. If you look at this one, you see that there is a bit flip over here and no other bit flips. Fine? Yeah. So now you see that this one is n by 4 bit flips. So formally if you see that this one is, you can see it this way, n by 2 power 0, 2 power 1. This one is n by 2 square. And you see that it is floor of this, floor of this, so floor of this. Fine? At least through example you can see that it is floor of n by this. Correct? And in general you have B0, you have B1 and B2, so on up to Bk minus 1. Correct? And then you are starting the configuration with all 0, then we perform this, then we get this, like that it goes. Suppose we perform sequence of n increments, then we see that B0, the column B0 is flipped at each increment, which means how many increments there are? N divided by 2 power 0 increments. Then column B1 alternate, so which is n by 2 power 1 increments. Column B2, if you see first 4 there is no, for every 4 there is one bit flip. So which means that is n divided by 4 or 2 square. The next column if you see, for every 8 there will be a flip, so which means n divided by 2 cube. Fine, so like that you see this. Now this way if you proceed, see that it will be n divided by 2 power log n. So it is a k-size counter, but starting from 0 and we go all the way up to bk minus 1. So now bk minus 1, in this case it is 2, and suppose for this example you see that number of increments is 7. So log 7 base 2, floor of that is something we are taking, and floor of that is 2. So which means you get n by 2 power 0, n by 2 power 1, n by 2 square. And suppose if you have one more column, that would be B3, and you can go all the way up to 15. So log 15 base 2 is 3, floor of that. So floor of that is 3, so you will go up to this. Suppose you have one more, then you can go up to 31. Then you see that log 31 base 2 is 4. You will add until n by 2 power 4. Now we just have to sum this. Number of bit flips in the first column or column B0 is so much, column B1 is so much, and the column B log n is so much. If you just sum this, that would give you the total number of bit flips. That divided by the number of increments will give us the cost of, amortized cost of each increment. Fine. So time complexity or number of bit flips is precisely this. So summation I runs from 0 to floor of log n divided by 2 power I. N by 2 power 0, 2 power 1 and so on up to n divided by 2 power log n. And so things given to us are a binary counter of size k, and first bit being b0, b1, bk minus 1, and there are n increments. So this is precisely the cost, and take n out, we will have summation I runs from 0 to log n and 1 by 2 power I. So this is 1 by 2 power 0, 1 by 2 power 1, 1 by 2 square and so on. This we have already seen in multiple occasions. So this is bounded by some constant, say 2. We have seen in the context of discrete mathematics, and subsequently when we did a couple of case studies in DAA, Design and Analysis of Algorithms course. And so this one is at most a constant. So which means something like this one is order n. Now what is the amortized cost of increment? If there are n increments, then it is order n, then order n divided by n, that says order 1. And this is what we wanted, right? When we say sequence of operations, even if the sequence are same, for example in this case it is all increment, and the first analysis pretty loose, that says order nk divided by n order k. But a relook, a micro level analysis tells you that it is constant. So what is that we did? We actually focused on the fundamental operation, which is bit flip, and we counted how many bit flips are happening at each column. And for this example, it turns out that this column bit flip is happening at each increment. This alternate. So like this alternate, so it is n by 2. This one, for every fourth increment you see a bit flip. Next one, for every eighth increment you see a bit flip. That's all. So if you focus that micro level analysis and count the number of bit flips, it turns out that it is this. And take n out, and this one is at most a constant. So we get order n divided by n increments. So amortized cost of each increment is constant. It is order 1 amortized. So given a binary counter which supporting operation is increment, then the amortized cost of increment is constant. So now what we will do, we will modify this binary counter and allow other two operations, decrement and reset, and see what is the cost of the data structure or this framework supporting these three. We will also look at what would be the credit associated with increment, decrement, reset as part of accounting. Subsequently, we will look at potential function method as well.